And we are live. Welcome back to Knowledge Gumbo Conversations, the pre Thanksgiving edition. Let's try to start off this conversation with a reminder to you, the viewer: you are loved, you are kind, you are smart, you are important, you are necessary. There's pieces to the puzzle that only you can fit. So don't ever doubt yourself. Gonna take a quick moment out to shout out rest in peace to Viola Ford Fletcher. She just passed away and she was the oldest known survivor of the Tulsa race riots massacre. And she just passed at the ripe young age of 111 years old. Mrs. Fletcher was 7 years old in the spring of 1921 when the mob attacked Greenwood. And for those of you who don't know, they were a thriving community, Black community outside of Tulsa, Oklahoma. And because of this massacre, it is estimated at 300 residents died in the violence. But there's no way to know specifically because for decades, this massacre was buried by the city and by the state. People were not allowed to talk about it. People didn't talk about it for fear of reprisal. But like I said, we want to best wishes to Mrs. Fletcher's family, and hopefully now she can rest in peace. Alrighty. As we begin every conversation, this one starts off with a section from newsletter, and I want to share the quote from last week's newsletter. And the quote is as follows: "The success of every woman should be the inspiration to another. We should raise each other up. Make sure you're very courageous, be strong, be extremely kind, and above all, be humble." Now, that is a quote by the great Serena Williams. Let's go over that quote one more time. The success of every woman should be the inspiration to another. We should raise each other up. Make sure you're very courageous. Be strong. Be extremely kind. And above all, be humble. Again, that is a quote by Serena Williams. And it is amazing based on just, it's a wonderful quote. It's a wonderful statement when you look at it from the standpoint of, I am my sister's keeper, in that I'm a help, I'm a bridge over, and I'm going to treat people kindly, and I'm going to attack things with courage, and I'm going to be strong in a way that uplifts, not strong in a way that tears myself down or breaks myself down, because I'm being strong from the standpoint of others taking advantage of my strength and my willingness to help. But what I really like is be extremely kind. Everything else she just said be. But for that, she said be extremely kind. And I want to shout out Gretchen, because her Bucket Brigade, can't say that. They are working to make 2026 the year of global kindness. So if you're down with that, let me know. And when Gretchen puts her things together, I'll make sure to share it with this community and we can have those conversations all year round about different ways for us to be kind, to extend kindness to other people. But I think it is a wonderful idea, especially given the climate of what we're going through right now. Uh, so, like I said, shout out to Gretchen, shout out to her bucket brigade. There we go. Got that through. And this amazing idea for 2026 to be the year of kindness. So, shout out again, like I said, to Gretchen and her group. So, let's get going with the next section.
Address it or let it slide.
Let's deal with our address it or let it slide segment for today. Seeing as how in America it is Thanksgiving tomorrow, and in the holiday season from Thanksgiving to Christmas, we're going to be dealing with a lot of family. So, in that mindset, the address it or let it slide for this week is your cousin brings uninvited guests to your gathering. Do you address it or do you let it slide? For me, I guess it would depend. Because if I'm channeling the spirit of my grandmother, I let it slide because I cook more than enough for the people who I have invited. There's always room for one more at the table. Uh, but at the same time, I might later on down the line address it with my cousin and ask, why are you bringing people that we don't know that might interrupt the spirit and the flow of the family dinner or whatever your gathering is? Because when you want something that's just family, that's just friends, everybody gets to relax, everybody gets to let their hair down, and they don't have to put up with, you know, putting up a wall until they get to know someone. Or they might not say certain things because they don't know who that person is. But I think overall, just from a food standpoint, I would probably let it slide. But if it was something like a wedding or something that we really talked about being family only, you have to address it. You have to let them know that this is unacceptable, and if they're going to continue to bring people that have not been invited, they will join the list of people who will not be invited. So that's just the way we're going to look at it from that standpoint. If you can't respect my boundaries, you won't be invited to participate in what we got going on here. I love you, and sometimes that means I got to do it from a distance. So let's look at our final section as we wrap up on this short run through for Thanksgiving Eve because I've got a cake to bake. So we're going to look at, let's see, what can I put up in here? What else don't I know? Cha-ching, got to work on a quick thing for that one. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Hopefully this conversation, as it grows and I do more, I'll have more things for it. So what else don't I know? Normally, here I share something historical, but I kind of wanted to expand it a little bit of just things you really don't think about as well, and things you just don't know, or you taking it for granted that it's one thing when it's really another. And I forgot what I was doing, but I believe I was listening to an Audible book, and this was pointed out. You know the saying that we've probably heard all of our lives: a jack of all trades is master of none. But really, I found out this week that that is not the entire quote. And I was like dumbfounded, like, because when we say a jack of all trades, a master of none, it has a negative connotation. And it's like we do a lot of little things well, but we haven't mastered any one particular skill, and we take that kind of as a negative. And that's where people stop in the quote. But what I found out was there is additional um, words that go with it. But the full quote is, make sure I get this right: a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. Uh, in other words, the quote really means it is valuable to be versatile. It is a strength to be versatile, to have a number of skills, because it means you can move, you can adapt, you can show up where you're needed and provide and share your skills. And if anything, that is like a signature, a staple of who Black women are in general. We had to be a master of all, a jack of all trades. Especially if you look at my generation when I was born in the 70s, and that women started working outside the home as well a lot, but they were still expected to do everything in the home. And we're also very active in our churches and our community organizations and sororities. Uh, and in each of these groups, we show up differently. We have different skills, things that people know us for, things that we share. And so I think when I heard this, I was like, wow, it really threw me off. Because all my life, I've only heard the first part of that quote, didn't know that there was a second part to that statement at all. Um, let's share that full statement again. A jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. So carry that with you, especially this Thanksgiving season, because hopefully you're a master of cooking. And if you're not, I hope you're self aware enough to not bring something you haven't cooked before. As we like to say, no new dishes for the holidays. If you're not known for that thing, don't try something new for Thanksgiving. Don't try something new for Christmas. Do what you're known for. And that way, everybody can get along fine. Everybody can get fed. Nobody gets sick. Nobody gets loud. Nobody gets rude because you're doing something new. Thank you for showing up. If you're watching this later, please comment hashtag replay gang. Let me know. Comment down below on our address it or let it slide. Let's start these conversations. Let's have them. Let's address them. Don't wait until the last minute, or don't let things build up and then we blow up. But again, I want to wish those of you in the United States who celebrate Thanksgiving want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Know that I am grateful and thankful for all of you who rock with me, whether it's here on YouTube or whether it's through my newsletter. Like I said, comes out every Friday. You can scan, wrong finger, scan the QR code and sign up. Join the newsletter. Rock with us. Give us some time. Give us a month. Because you can always unsubscribe. Unlike some people, I don't hide the unsubscribe button. I don't make it the same color as the background of the site so you can't find it. But give us a try. Join the family. Pull up to the table, grab a bowl, have some gumbo. Like I said before, try to make more, that there's plenty for everybody to share and have a little bit. So thank you for hanging out tonight. Before you go, hit the like button. Share this with somebody who is feeling it. And I want to thank you for that. Thank you for your time and consideration, because time is one thing you can never get back, and it is a gift I am forever grateful for. And we'll see you or talk to you next week, right?
Yeah. Beat drops heavy, heartbeat steady, ready.
Check the mirror. See a queen in the reflection. No doubt, full steam, no signs of deflection.